To the prospective grantees, we want to encourage you. I know that some of you are submitted, but to submit well thought out, sustainable projects and proposals that will benefit our Dominican people and our beautiful nature. The DNCTF is ready to ensure that these projects are well funded and duly completed and continue. I know Erin spoke of continuous lifetime engagement of the CBF, so we want to ensure that these projects, lifelong projects, are going to benefit Dominica. As I close, I just want to speak of my one regret. I really wish that an organization like the DNCTF existed when I was much younger, because at least then I would have been able to get grant funding to maintain my boyhood looks. But while it might be too late for me, I know that Dominica's beauty is going to be well maintained and preserved by the organization like the DNCTF, CBF, KFW, and all our many partners around the globe. Thank you for sharing this wonderful moment with us, and we look forward to a continued partnership. Forever? Yes, forever. So have a good morning.
Thank you, Albert, for that. Really appreciate it, and we appreciate the work that you have done to take leadership of the DNCTF and everything you've helped us through so far. So without further ado, I'll call Valentina up, who will give an overview of the call for proposals, so we'll know a bit more about that.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm really excited and pleased to be here. This is a beautiful moment. I thank everybody from Government of Dominica, Minister Julan, and the NCTF Board, Technical Advisory Committee, all of you who are watching us and who are our potential grantees on this call or calls in the future. As you heard, it's a lot of team effort, a lot of labor of love, because most of these people are volunteers since the beginning, and that's wonderful to be here for that milestone today, and I thank you all. It wouldn't be possible with your engagement, with your passion, with your trust, and it's wonderful to be part of this team. I joined the team almost the last one, like 9 months ago, but I think we are now like a family. And I'm happy that I can be here to call for this first call for proposal. It's first one in general, but first one this year. So I'll go through some most important details of the call, and then we'll dive deeper later in the technical session. So size of the call, as you heard, it's $150,000 US. So grant size for projects will be minimum $3,000 and maximum $30,000 US. Implementation time frame for the projects is set to 12 months. Important details. Put your very important part that you put details these dates in your schedule. So basically, what Minister Defoe said, today is the day when we open the call for proposals. So that's the day when we start to count the time, and the deadline for concept notes applications is March 28th. We will shortlist these concept notes. As you see, pool is limited of 150, so of course we'll shortlist the best, and we'll let you know by April 8th who are shortlisted. For shortlisted candidates or projects, we will have a workshop to prepare for full proposal, which will be deadline April 28th. And then we expect our first awards or contracts in May this year. So this is very important. put it in your schedule, and then we'll discuss the details later on. Who is eligible and what projects are eligible under this call? So projects have to support the conservation, restoration, effective management of Dominica's biodiversity. That can include a wide range of marine and terrestrial conservation-related activities, including but not limited to protected areas management, habitat and species management, environmental education and awareness linked to biodiversity, local community engagement directly linked to marine or terrestrial protection, alternative sustainable livelihoods, implementation of laws or regulations for ecosystem and biodiversity conservation, capacity building linked to conservation, and probably some others, but you get the point. It has to be very specific, and it has to preserve and conserve our biodiversity and marine or terrestrial areas. I like to say it first what we won't finance or what projects are not eligible to receive funding from the DNCTF. That these are one-time recurring operation administration costs of ministries, agencies, their departments, salaries for executive officers or core organization staff, any activities relating to extraction of natural resources, purchase of land, projects that are not consistent with our mission and vision, projects that are related to political campaigns or any political propaganda, projects that violate provisions of Inter-American Convention on Corruption, and projects that could be any conflict of interest with our vision and mission. Who are eligible participants or applicants? I like to say we open our doors to everyone. So we are not restrictive to any entities, local entities in Dominica to apply for a grant. So basically anybody, any entity established in Dominica, local NGOs, local communities, associations and bodies, public sector agencies, local universities or colleges, even private corporations and other companies, and any other appropriate entities that are established in Dominica and that have aligned activities with our mission and vision are applicable, are eligible. Excuse me. So basically, we're not very restrictive. We are open to all. So if you have projects or activities with any direct impact on marine or terrestrial ecosystems, yes, you are eligible. However, you have to be legally registered and in existence for at least 2 years with an active business account and established track record. Okay, we know that organizations that are very young, that are maybe 2 or 3 years old, will have less track record, of course, than some organizations that are 20 or more years old. So, but however, we should see your capabilities. We'll go in more details later on. I would just proceed to criteria. So basically for us will be important that legal and financial status, that you're legal with at least 2 years, active business account with minimum of 2 signatures. I'll explain that later on when we come to that point. So criteria that the Technical Advisory Committee will look is institutional capacity and track record of your previous projects, conservation and enhancement of the ecosystems. Does your proposal talks to that criteria? Does it strengthen the governance and management of ecosystems? Does it create resilient ecological and human communities? Does it impact on current ecological conditions of protected areas? Is there any presence of endangered or rare species? How urgent it is to take the action in the PA that you propose? How it's ecologically connected? What is the social capital associated with the project? What is the sustainable livelihood potential? And are you including gender gender equality in your project? Do you recognize that that's also important? And in general, we are really eager to see impact, and what does it mean for people in Dominica? How it will enhance areas or conditions that will help people. And that's what we are here for, to serve the people. And we know nature is the healer for people. We can find everything in nature. One thing I would also like to mention, that's in-kind contribution. I think we are very open in terms of we don't ask for a lot of in-kind contribution on this call. So basically local NGOs, community associations and groups and universities are not required to provide a match. However, they should identify in-kind contributions. For those who don't know what is in-kind contribution, we'll explain that later. Public sector agencies must provide co-financing either in kind or in cash in a ratio 1:1. Private corporations and companies must provide a match of 1:1 cash funds, and they must not generate profit through project activities. Other appropriate legal entities will consider on case-by-case basis, because we don't know now who else could apply, but these are some general criteria for in-kind contribution. A little bit more about the submission. So concept notes and other required attachments shall be submitted to our email, info.dnctf@gmail.com. And as I previously said, deadline for concept notes is March 28th. And important, one organization can submit only one project proposal. So if you have more projects in your organization, sit with your team, discuss, and send the best one. Send the most ready one, because we will have other calls for proposals very soon. Like you heard our colleague from CBF. So this is just first call. So don't be discouraged. Even if you don't pass on the first call, there will be second. It's most important you are engaged, you are connected with us, you follow our workshops, our guidelines, and then I'm sure you'll succeed. Like Minister Defoe said, it's just a matter of time and hard work. So of course it's limited. Even if we get 20 great projects, we can't fund 20 at this point. But tomorrow, very soon, we will have pool of money, because our main responsibility and our core business is to provide funding to resource funds for you. So that's what we are working on, and then to monitor you that you spend that money in a proper way. So this is just a start. So that's a very historical moment, I would say, and I'm very happy to be here. And I can't wait to see your projects. And I'll hand over to our colleague Derek for continuation, and then later we will discuss in technical session all the details that missing here for the general information. Thank you.
Thank you, Valentina, so much for that. Really appreciate what you've been doing for us. So without further ado, we'll end this session, and I'll ask Dan Francis to come up and give the photo facts.
Good morning, everyone. Hard work and consistency pays off. And it is with a heartfelt thanks that I stand here to say thank you to everyone who contributed to the successful launch of the DNCTF Trust Fund. Today marks a pivotal moment in our nation's conservation efforts. We are deeply grateful to the Caribbean Biodiversity Fund, the German Development Bank, the Nature Conservancy, the Global Environment Facility, the World Bank Group, and Global Affairs Canada. Special thanks to the Government of Dominica, the DNCTF Board of Directors, members of the Technical Advisory Committee, the Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Valentina Futak. She definitely needs a round of applause. And her team. Your dedication, support, and commitment to the DNCTF have been instrumental in bringing this important initiative to fruition. We express our sincere appreciation to our Master of Ceremony, Derek, to our prayer warrior, Mr. Brendan Defoe, to Mrs. Erin Sanderson, for your insights of the vision and the projects under CBF, to our Honorable Minister, I see you departed. Yes, your contributions enriched today's event and underscored the collective spirit driving this conservation effort. We thank our online and in person and the media for your presence. Your participation signifies your shared commitment to safeguarding Dominica's unique biodiversity for generations to come, as the DNCTF Trust Fund serves as a cornerstone for sustainable environment management. We will ensure that Dominicans' natural treasures are protected and enhanced. We look forward to working collaboratively with all stakeholders to achieve our shared goals as we work for nature and people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe Valentina wanted to take a photo of some of the participants in the room. I'm not sure if you can do it outside here or somewhere before we finally wrap up.
We should try to start, yeah.
Alright, so if participants can just, because we formally ended right now, and we're going to go to the technical session. So we'll just have a quick group photo so we can show who has been there, for the first call. I think it's important. So just move this up. Thank you. Sorry. For people online, just remain online. If you're interested in the technical session, we'll remain shortly. And if you want, you can turn your cameras on as well, and you can take a screenshot of your face as well if you're online there.
So this has been the National Conservation Trust Fund first call for proposals. This has been the launch event. So the official launch event ceremony has just wrapped up. We will take a short break and we will be back live here for the technical session in regards to this first call for proposals. On behalf of MO News, thank you for joining us this morning, and we'll be back live in a few minutes here with the Dominica National Conservation Trust Fund as the technical session begins for potential grantees right here at the fisheries.